It is a very cold night, but mercifully I don't have to stay outside for long because tonight I'm gonna go photograph wrestling. Not that kind of wrestling, which I did a photo essay a couple of months ago on the wrestlers' final match, but this type of wrestling. Let's get indoors, shall we? No, that was not the music that was actually playing there. Way cooler than this, but we know how that works. All right, it's time for the first match. Time to get set up, and I'm going for maximum clarity and impact with the Leica, waiting for that moment to happen. And there it is. Really clean picture, just taking advantage of all the elements, and that's why I'm on this side. If you notice, the far side is really, really dark. And now it's just a matter of waiting for the moments to happen. I'm also on this side because of the panels directly behind me, which cast a little bit more light onto the subjects as opposed to just having a central light above them. Wrestling is actually far more complicated to photograph than it might seem. You gotta wait for those moments that display the strength and the emotion between the two subjects, and that only happens with tight compositions. So here's a trick to get the names right after the fact. Look, I'm waiting for that weight class board to change, and then I'm gonna use every camera I have to photograph the weight, so that later on it's easier for me to sort who it is that's in the photos. Alright, back to the action. So as you can see, the two subjects are getting ever closer to me, and this is why you have to have your cameras close by. But this camera here, I haven't really photographed anything with it, and they're really beyond where the good lighting is. So the photograph is a little bit noisy, but it is what it is. And again, I'm photographing from this side because the additional light of the panel that's directly behind me, you can see it casting on my back, will give me a little bit more light from this direction. I moved over to the other side and I'm trying to photograph as tight as possible, just simply because of the distractions on the wall in the background. Beyond the wrestlers, there's always other things going on, like the coach here and the teammates all cheering them on. So here's an example why I stayed mostly on the other side where you saw me before. Look, the shot is good, but that exit sign in the back kills it. Here's a few more photos I took during the course of the night. But this thing, it ended really quickly. And just like that, it's done. That was fast. I actually had another 50 millimeter 1.4 lens with me, but I didn't even bother putting it in. It was, you just don't know how close you can be and so on. And the lighting was really tricky, just because if they're in the center, then the spotlight on them, that's one setting, but they're all over the place, so you have to be real careful. All right, now I gotta figure out who I photographed. So the editor's somewhere. The trick is, how do you get the names? So as you saw when I was photographing, I was taking photos of the weight class, and this is Lori. Hi, Lori. And she's the sports editor, so show me what you wrote. So there you go. There's the names of everybody with the weight classes. This is the Bedford High School, Durfee High School.
Anything like that, you can sort it out later. That was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But
I'm
now
sure you're gonna have some awesome photos.
well, don't put any pressure on me, Lord. My knees are killing me.
That's the tough part.
Bye, guys.